Well, we just want to try to get better every game, and I think tonight we did that once again. We knew we was coming to a hostile environment. We knew they was going to give us everything they had, no matter who was in the lineup, and we just had to weather the storm. And then we didn't know if it was going to take, 36 minutes or 40 minutes, but we knew if we just played our game, we paid attention to our details, then we would have an opportunity to win the game. And I think we stuck to our game plan as close to 48 minutes once again, and we took another step forward.
As we get set for Game 3, the Toronto Raptors trailing in this best-of-7 series.
I haven't seen them this good, and I think it all comes from the top down. It's how he's playing. He's making teammates better. And I think other than the physical part of the game, on the mental, emotional side, the confidence that he is exuding is just fueling the team. And that's what the problem is in the series right now. Confidence in a basketball game is like money in a poker game. Zero sum. When one team has a lot, another team has a little. And right now, the Cavs are very confident.
If Kyle Lowry doesn't play, if he doesn't play at all, they're in huge trouble. If he plays and he's limited, they're still in really big trouble because who does he guard? Last year we came back here and they'd lost 2 games by 50 points. And they came out, and I don't think Cleveland took them as seriously as they could have in games 3 and 4, but they won those games and forced the series to become a series. This year, they lost the first 2 games by 33 points. I think they might be in a worse position to make it a series, especially if Kyle's hurt.
DeMar, he's going to want to bounce back. He's going to play well in front of Barkley and those guys that are, that are criticizing at halftime and at the end of the game. So you put a little pressure on yourself, but it's not a bad type of pressure. It's that what you want. It's that competitor you want to be and that you are, and you have to bounce back from those type of games. So it's going to be a good test for DeMar to do that, and a great stage for him to prove himself again.
I mean, he's his biggest critic, so he takes it. It's easy for a lot of people to talk about him and to see oh, this is what's going on, what's wrong with him, or blah, blah, blah. He's not trying hard enough. But there's never a moment when he's not out there trying to give his all and do the best he can for the team to be successful. A lot of times he's just trying to take it in and then try to figure it out. So, but I mean, DeMar's like how anybody would be if you had a couple rough games and and things aren't going exactly the way you want it to go. But what helps him is DR and Murray, he can't really come home and be all grumpy, because they don't know. They're like, okay, let's go play, So I think that's a good thing. That's the good thing about having a family and having kids there to kind of take you out of that zone and away from basketball just for a moment. I know in his mindset, he's not just playing for himself or just for the team or for Toronto. DR is into the game now. She's like, go daddy. She's telling LeBron James to miss his free throws. So it's like, he knows she's watching. He knows, I think in his mind, he wants his kids to say, hey, even when your dad was hit a bump in the road and there was a lot of adversity, he pulled through and he figured it out. So I'm pretty confident that hopefully he takes all that frustration and all the critics and everything to the next level and say, hey, look, you can throw whatever you want to throw at me, but I'm going to figure it out.
The Toronto Raptors will be without Kyle Lowry. Corey Joseph will get his first career playoff start, and Jonas Valanciunas is back in the starting 5. Can the Toronto Raptors, in front of their home crowd, do what they did a season ago in the Eastern Conference Finals? Extend this series. It all ultimately comes down to this Game 3, as we all know. Back on your home court, back in front of the best fans in the NBA. Can they get back to business?
Can DeMar DeRozan get back to business?
Here's DeRozan. He's got Korver on him here. A matchup to try to expose. Throws it up and in. And he'll head to the line. DeRozan in the paint. And 10 in the quarter. He's got 18. For DeRozan, 27. DeRozan with a big night here. Kyrie keeps it on a string, sends it now over to James. James fading.
Another great shot by LeBron James.
Cavs by 1. Here's Love. Loses it. Patterson right there. Finds Irving. Korver. 3. Good. Korver.
Oh, wow.
2 in a row. You gotta stay with them. And the bucket is good. The 3, and this one has opened up to 15. It's been all Cleveland in the 4th. And the Toronto Raptors in a hole, a deep hole. And the Toronto Raptors fall to Cleveland 115-94. And they trail this best-of-7 series 3 games to none.
Solid effort for the Raptors for the first 3 quarters. Unfortunately, just did not have enough in that 4th quarter to match up with LeBron James and his Cleveland Cavaliers.
Obviously, going into the series, we didn't think that we'll, be down 3-0, but we are, and we gotta play through it.
It's almost impossible, but never quit, never give up. We've seen the impossible happen before. We're gonna go out and fight to the end, no matter what happens.
It's not a predicament we want to be in, but it's all pride. It's about coming out on Sunday and getting the win and going back to Cleveland. None of us is thinking we're going to get swept. We're going to come out and fight, despite what anybody says, despite whatever's put out there. I believe in my team. I believe in myself. We're going to come out and fight and figure out a way to get a game on the board on Sunday, no matter what.